Hey guys, here's a recap. Okay, I've got the switch inside. I wired it through here, as you can see through here, and I fished it through the back. So you kind of want to go this direction with a wire, okay? And then if you come over here and take a look, check that out. The fog lights are on, man. That thing's bright, okay? Super bright. So I like it, I love it, it's working good. In terms of the wires, so what I did for the wiring was, so I installed these first, and then there's holes underneath this. There's a hole underneath there and a hole underneath there where I was able to bolt this on. All I did was shove the wires down below, okay? It's kind of hard to see, but I just kind of shoved them in there. And then just kind of added some extra rubber pieces to kind of keep it from coming out. I'll probably do a better job of securing that a little bit later. So you've got one wire here that runs underneath this engine, okay? So I zip tied it to those here. It's kind of hard to see unless you're way down there. And it goes up, okay? So it comes up to here. This is the wire right there, okay? And then this wire has a connection to the positive up there with a red wire, and a connection with the negative with a black wire, okay? Make sure, I'm gonna double check, make sure these are tight. And then the wires here, I just kind of zip tied them throughout the way during the path, and they go all the way back here. This is the relay. I just kind of zip tied the relay to there for now. I'll probably figure out a better way of doing that, but for now this is going to work, okay? And so the wire is ran this way, okay, not through the main the main wire area, okay, not through the firewall. And the reason why I didn't do the firewall was because it was just a pain to get through. And if you can figure out how to do that, man, show us, guys. Make a video on how to fish a wire through the firewall. I saw some guy do it on YouTube. He told me the steps, but man, it was like damn near impossible to do that through the firewall. Anyways, there it is. What do you think? How does it look? It's super bright, guys. It's super bright. They give off a lot of heat. I'm gonna do a nighttime video here and I'll show you what they look like. But that's all of it. I'm gonna set everything else up, and that's a wrap. Okay, so that's a wrap. Guys, I am completely done. I just installed these two fog lights. No headlights on. That's just the spotlight only. Okay, see how dark it is? Boom. Everything is lit up. Man, this is nice. Anyways, just to let you guys know, this project was kind of a pain in the butt. The hardest part is actually the wiring, okay? And I went to Car Toys and a couple other smaller places to do this, and they wanted at least $250 to $450 just to do the wiring. And that's already with me installing the fog lights where they are, okay? I just got frustrated with the price quotes. I get it, I understand. They have to charge $150 an hour because this does take a bit of work if you do it the right way and wire it through the firewall. Now, I couldn't find any good videos that actually showed you steps on how to do it with a firewall. So, and I knew where the firewall was, but accessing it and getting to it was such a pain in the butt that I didn't even do it. Okay, so that's why I was like, okay, where else can I put this wire through where I can slip it in through the engine and into the dash? So watch the video. I go through it. I talk about where I fished the line through because I just couldn't get access to the firewall, okay? If somebody knows how to do it through the firewall, do a video of it, man. Show the community, show us how to do that. It was just so difficult that I couldn't figure it out. But anyways, it's working. I love it. And give it a thumbs up, guys. Just installed on the Honda Ridgeline. It is like super bright, okay? So this is what it looks like, and it's just that. There's nothing else on it. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like with my headlights on. That's with my headlights on. This is without my flood spotlight. That's with it. It's a pretty big difference, guys. And my fog lights, here's my fog lights with headlights. This is with a spotlight on, okay? It's freaking blinding, guys. Absolutely blinding. That's just the spotlight floodlight. Super bright. Okay. Now, if I just do my parking lights, I'll go outside and let you look at it. This is not my headlights. These are just my daytime running lights on. Those are the fog lights. And honestly, I don't think I'm gonna make any adjustments to it. Like, it looks pretty decent where it's at. It's pretty low. It shoots it pretty low. So I am loving it, guys. So would I recommend you guys do this? Well, it's up to you. I drive a lot of country roads late at night, and I don't want to hit any deer. So that's why I got my Bullbar with my spotlight floodlight. I had it completely wrong, okay? So here we go, we're gonna start over. I'm gonna use the short little one over here. What you're gonna do is you need a lock nut, the washer. Make sure you have a socket like this. Put something on the inside to fill it up so this doesn't drop all the way down. And then you've got this little bracket here. It's gonna go like that, okay? So you're gonna install the bracket first. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's stick this up into the hole from underneath. I'm gonna stick the bolt up there. Okay. Stick this bracket on. Oh, I hate when that happens. Okay. Once you got that bolt on, stick that on, and you gotta get the other bolt. So before we do that, let's kind of go like that. This washer, oh, that washer's not gonna go on. That's okay. The bolts will go on. So I'm gonna stick that on, stick the bolt on. Come on, bolt. I might need some. It'd be nice if you had extra hands, to be honest. Okay. So this is the hard part. Always is. Mounting these things can be just a pain in the ass. Okay. All right. So this is the hard part right there. Is getting this mounted on. Okay. So there we go. You gotta turn it from the bottom here. So that's the first part. Okay. I'll show you here. See if we can get closer. So once you get that on, this goes on next, like that. And you'll be able to move this. Okay, so it's sitting on the bracket. And you'll be able to move that just like that. Now this one, in this case, I'm gonna slide that all the way in. Let's see here. I don't know if they give me enough bolts, to be honest with you. But you do with what you got. Try to make it work. I probably could have used the longer bolt down here. But let's tighten this part really good first, and then after I tighten this up really good, I'm gonna put the light on that. Put that back in. So right to tight. There we go. So I'm just gonna keep tightening that nice and firm. I'm just working with what I've got. The ratchet's actually not working really well, to be honest. It's kind of messed up, but it's pretty darn firm. And feels really firm. So right to tight. Right to tight. Okay. All right. So I made that extra tight. I'm gonna straighten this out just a little bit. That's really tight. I'm gonna get some really big pliers. I'm just trying to make this part here completely straight and centered. So I'm gonna kind of move this here to the right a little bit with either some kind of pliers or socket. There we go. I'll move a little bit. So now it's a little more centered. And then this is gonna sit on it like so. And it's gonna look really good. When we get done, it's gonna be like that. I'm gonna slide it over to the right though, like that. So it's gonna be more like this instead of centered. You could center it, but I kind of want to push mine off more to the left. So that's how we're. I got this little bolt. It's got the lock nut and the washer on it. And slide that into the back. Hook it up. And on the bottom of this, there's a bolt. So slide. Get that bolt there. Let's see. What a pain in the butt. So you want to right to tight. Right to tight. Let me see if I have a socket to make that easier. Let's try this, guys. Move the socket. See if we can fish that in. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn it right. Let's see. Should have enough room there to work with. Put that bolt on the bottom there. Son of a gun. So it's kind of annoying having to do this. Again, I always found the mounting part to be one of the most painful. Like trying to align this as the best you can. Okay, got it. So it's in the hole. I'm gonna turn it to the right. Okay, it's in there. Let's see if I can adjust this. It does work. Okay, so I might have to center it. We'll see. I guess I can slide it all the way over and just tighten it like this. And to be honest, I would be just happy having it like that. To be honest, so I tighten this down really good. That's it. Okay, so that's kind of what you're looking at, guys. From that perspective. And I don't know if they give you enough hardware to do it this way, but if not, oh, that kind of sucks. Let's see, right to tight. So, right. Just make sure you're turning right to tight, fellas. All right, you're going the wrong way. At this point, I want to try and I'm gonna have to loosen it a little bit. Until it's where I want it to be. And then after that, you lock it into place. So that's where I want to lock it into place. And let's see if I can get in there. They don't give you much room to work with. If you can, take this whole bar off. It'll make your life a little bit easier. I didn't want to do that personally. Let me put it back over here. They don't give me much working space. So annoying. Which now I get. We charge a lot to do stupid things like this. But it is a pain in the butt. Let's see. So, anyways, almost done with this part. I just need to tighten that down a bit more and we're good to go. So, I got this bracket on, pushed the bolt through the bottom, fished it through, secured that tight. Now we're going to put the back on, and should be good to go after that. But I'm going to get a couple extra washers here. You also want to make sure you use the lock nut that came with it, so make sure you find the lock nut and use that as well. That'll be important. Like this, okay? So I'm just kind of jerry-rigging this. It's going to go in like that. I'll tighten it down. But that's pretty much it, fellas. If I need to, I'll add a couple extra washers. But yeah, it should be fine. You're not going to be able to see it through the back. I just don't have a shorter washer size. Kind of wish I did, but I don't. So annoying. Let's see. Fish it in through the back, and you can fish it in through the back. You see that? It's going to go right in there. Turn it right to tight. Get this in there. Find that bolt, which is sliding. It's extremely annoying, but I got it. Right to tight. And it's moving. So it looks pretty centered. Then I'm just going to tighten it up really good. You guys, we're almost there. It's like, okay, it's moving along. Okay, so I'm going to finish that up. You guys really want to watch? Help yourself. If you want to fast forward, go ahead. I'm going to move this one. Make that one a little higher. Make this one a little higher. Tap that from the back. Use my 14mm socket. Something. Oh, it's a little further. Make sure you tighten these up really good. Oh, it's really tight. This one's going to need more tightening from the bottom and from the top. Yeah, that one's, yeah, fill up. Right to tight. Alright, so that's how it's looking, you know? It's not too bad. I kind of want to tighten a bit more. You can fidget with this thing until it's completely centered. That's life, man. That's life. push it up. I don't want to move it. To the left. To the right. Got it. There we go. That's pretty good. Ugh. I want to center it some more. Keep looking at it, guys. So I showed you how I put the side in. There's holes underneath these that you have access to attach the bolt. Okay, so I got both of them. When I installed the right side, I noticed it was pushed back further, so I loosened up this bolt, pushed it forward towards me, so that it's more even with the left side and the right side. But now I got to do the wiring, which hopefully is not as painful as mounting these. So these are pretty low. I like them. You know, I like them on the lower side. You can move these up or down. I'm going to leave them where they're at and try them out. But that's what they look like. And what do you think? Okay, let's do the wiring, guys. So these are the fog lights. Okay, now I need to wire them. They are mounted in. I've got those hanging out loose. I got the engine kind of torn apart. I took off the plastic part that was on here. I'll show you how I did that. Essentially, all you do is just got to lift it straight up, and then all this cover comes out. Okay, and they were talking about trying to figure out how to wire the inside, and honestly, guys, this Honda Ridgeline is a pain in the rear when it comes to trying to figure out where to wire it through the firewall. Now, back here in the engine bay, behind this black box right here, behind that black box, straight back there, there's a firewall, and you can actually see it if you get down low. You can see the firewall down there, and it's not fun to get into. Okay, it's not fun to access it. And on the other side, over here by the brakes, there is a spot. Again, if you want to access the firewall, it's essentially behind this gray box back here. Okay, so there's that electric, looks like an electric box. You see the wires, the yellow, blue, and orange? Yeah, it's right behind that box, guys. And you know what? It's super tough to get back there. Apparently there's two bolts, two nuts on top, one on the bottom. And my hands are not liking to try to get down there to open it. So I've got a different route, and I kept trying to figure out how can I do this. I'll show you how I took this part off here in a little bit, but this is the back of it. This is how I'm gonna wire it, guys, right through here. Okay, I'm gonna essentially what I did was right underneath this little part, you just open the door wide enough, and if you look close, let's see if you look close, let's zoom in here to where the wire's going. You see that little outside area? Yeah, that's where I slid it. Okay, so what you do is you want to take this wire and you want to slide it through this hole down there, and it's so hard to see, but it's just right over there, and it shouldn't rub. Okay, so it shouldn't rub, and it comes out this side over here. And this, fellas, was the easiest way for me to figure out how to get the wire inside. Okay, otherwise, if you guys find a better solution, let me know. A lot of places were going to quote me about $250 to $450 at Car Toys, and I was like, no thanks. Fog lights aren't worth $500 to me. But I'm going to make this work. I'm going to show you how. First of all, this thing does disconnect. I just taped this here, but that pulls right off, guys. And so what you're going to do is you're going to slide that in from this side. Okay, from this side, and you're going to pull it out. You're going to reach down here below, and you're going to grab that wire. Okay, and it does help if you have one of those little claws, little metal claws to reach for it. But I was able just to grab it with my hand, to be honest. This is the hardest part, guys. This is the hardest part of the install, was trying to figure out how to get the wiring. So now that I've got the wiring into the engine bay, the rest of it's going to be easy. Okay, hooking up these wires, putting this down, cleaning it up, making it look nice, connecting this to the battery. Okay, this is going to be easy to connect that to the battery. That right there was the pain in the butt. That's the hard part. Now that's over with, so I'm going to finish this up. It should look awesome when I'm done. And all you want to do is you want to make sure that, last thing, take this out. Okay, so you just kind of pop it like that. All right, and then you're going to take this wire, you're going to run it underneath this. Okay, you're going to run it underneath this, and then I'm going to put the switch right there. And this, guys, is what the switch looks like. So make sure you take a video clip and realize which wires are on what. But this gold wire, I think the red is on that wire, the white's in the middle, black's on the left. Okay, you can see the color difference. All right, so I'm going to put this probably right around here or here. okay? I'll put it somewhere close by, but I'm waiting for my Dremel kit to show up. I may or may not need a Dremel kit. We'll see. Only time will tell, to be honest. But that's it, fellas. I'm gonna get going. So you take the wire from there, you go underneath the rubber gasket, and it's gonna go over here, okay? I'm gonna put the switch right. First thing I'm gonna do is I connected this. I'm gonna get some tape and wire this. I'm gonna see if I can find some electric tape. If I don't have any electric tape, I'll use duct tape, but you wanna make sure you got some kind of tape. So for the switch part, I got a Dremel, and I'm gonna put this in my description, okay? This thing's awesome, guys. It makes it so smooth. It carves it out really nice and smooth, okay? I'll put that in the description for the Dremel kit. Just came in, and I started drilling a hole here for the button, and you're just gonna go slow, okay, guys? Go slow until it fits, all right? So you don't want it to look ugly. I kind of messed up there. You can kind of see I scratched a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. I'll probably have to try to buff that out or something. The Dremel speed was too fast when I first started it. That's why. So when you do the Dremel and you turn it on, do the number 2 setting, 1, 2, okay? Not 3, 4, and 5. That's really fast. You kind of don't need that level of speed. I think the 2 setting kind of gives you a little more control, so it's easier to make this thing circular and carve it out, okay? So for the wires, I fished it in from here, okay, that we talked about, from in there all the way to here. And this wire is going to connect to the battery, okay? This one just needs to be secured somewhere and screwed down, all right? You can even glue it or whatever, tape it down. This wire, I fished it over. I'm gonna kind of follow this wire here. Essentially I took this wire and I threw it down the hole in front of the radiator down here until I came down to the bottom, and I fished it out down here. Let me see if you can see that. All right, so this is it, okay? So I fished it out from the bottom grill, the lowest grill possible, right over there. I might run it this way. I might run it this way towards the center of the license plate to give it, because you can't really see it. It's kind of covered up anyways with this Bullbar and everything. But I've got the wires, guys. This is the hard part. This is now it's gonna get much easier from here on out. So I've got these. All I have to do is put on the other plugs for this, connect it to those ends, and connect it to the battery, put it on the switch, and we're in business, okay? So pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Give it a thumbs up, guys. I appreciate it. I hope this makes your life easier when you decide to do fog lights for your own vehicle. If I didn't have the Bullbar, you could probably put some of these lights underneath here, possibly, maybe. But with a Bullbar, that's how I did it, okay? So I think it's gonna be extra bright and look really good, especially in dark country roads, things like that. That's where I'm gonna need it the most, or if it's really foggy in areas where I'm not gonna blind incoming vehicles. So there we go, all to the switch. Okay, so now it's there. I used the Dremel kit. This is the wire to it. Okay, I just kind of taped it on to the existing wires here just to kind of keep it together. And again, I fished the wire through here. All right, so this wire actually is underneath this, and it actually went down below here underneath there as well. So it's all tucked in there pretty good. Okay, I'm probably gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I might put something there, some protectant. But to pull this out, all you see these clips right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All you do is just pull this whole entire thing that way. Okay, just pull it towards the back of the vehicle, and this thing pops out. So now that we're done with that, I'm gonna push that back in. See if I can do this one-handed. So there it goes. See how it just clipped back? That's it, guys. Looks pretty damn good, okay? I messed up there with the Dremel. I'm gonna have to see if I can polish that out a little bit. It was on way too high of a speed setting when I did it. So put your speed setting on 2, okay? 2. Learn from my mistakes. And then there's a side piece here. This is the side piece. All right, the side piece goes right there, okay? And essentially, you just snap it back into place, okay? So to pull this out, it's got three clips, okay? So there's 3 clips on this. The white clip on top, this one here, and this one. All you do is just pull this straight to the left, okay? So pull it straight to the left. So now that I'm done, I'm gonna just snap that back into place because I'm pretty much done with that. You see that, guys? That looks nice, okay? So yeah, it's not perfect, okay? But you know what? You guys go through the firewall and tell me how it goes, okay? So I've got my switch for the fog lights. I'm gonna go connect the rest, and we'll be done soon enough. Okay, here we go. Point, you've got these bare wires. You want to strip these off a little bit, just make a little bit more wire to show. Okay, just take off like about that much. And that's what I did here for this side. And then this came with it. So these are extras that they gave with the fog light kit. And I mean, you can kind of see, I just kind of squished it. Honestly, I didn't even have any wire crimpers on me. I just used this and I just squeezed really hard as I could. It seems to be working for now. Time will tell. I'm probably going to duct tape all this stuff here, or use that plastic electrical tape on this as well. Just kind of keep it secured. I do have this this wire this plastic shrink wrap. So I'm gonna do that on this. I should have actually put 2 shrink wraps on this, just because this one doesn't seem to be long enough, but we'll make it work. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put a flame to this and see how it works. Okay, so this is the red, and generally I would put on a red shrink wrap. Now it does not come with any of this shrink wrap. Okay, so you're gonna have to buy some of this yourself, or use electric tape or whatever you've got on hand. I'm gonna put 2 of these in, and I'm gonna use black, even though this is for the red wire, and I just don't want it to be visible. I want it to be hidden, so that's the reasoning for this. And I'm gonna put 2 in on both sides here, just to make sure I have enough, because I feel like I was a little bit short on the other one. So you got to buy this one separate, plug it in, and you can kind of see what I did here with this. All right, so I'm going to do the same for that side. So actually plug it in good. It's just a male-female connector, pretty straightforward electrical stuff. If I can get it on, if I can get this on, it's so annoying sometimes. Let's see, I'm gonna maybe fast forward this part if I have to, just because sometimes things take time. And you know what, now I know why they charge a ton to do the wiring, because this stuff is a pain. It's really a pain in the butt, guys, especially if you have to do it through the firewall. Hell yeah, I'd charge 450 bucks too. But honestly, I'm just gonna do it myself, save me a ton of money. Hopefully you guys learn something too from this process. Need to kind of, there. So now it's gonna connect a lot better. Cover it up with the shrink wrap, and then we'll light it up on fire, which you pyromaniacs probably love to see. God, let's see here. All right, so now I'm gonna cover this, and I've got 2. If you look close, it's a really long shrink wrap now. Okay, take your lighter, be careful, don't burn it. Just, you want it hot enough and move the flame to shrink the wrap. Okay, so you're just gonna kind of go like that. All right, and you can practice here before you do this if you want to, so that it don't mess it up. I'm gonna rotate it. Hey man, I ain't no pro, so just saying, you guys do this at your own risk. Don't be catching anything on fire. Okay, but yeah, this is how the shrink wrap's supposed to work. I think you can use a heat gun as well. Just keep moving the fire a little bit. It's working. Seems to be working to me. All right, so it's just kind of moving it around. Okay, and then I'm gonna take some black, you kind of see it kind of shrink wrapped over there. I'm gonna take some black tape. I might do a little more flame on that, make it a little bit tighter seal, and get some more black electrical wire, and keep doing that. You know, you don't want to melt the plastic, you just want to make it shrink. Okay, so again, that's the intended purpose, guys. So now I've got this side connected, and all I have to do is do this side, and you're going to repeat. Okay, so it comes with these 2 connectors. Again, these 2 right here, they're going to go in there. Okay, red on red, black on black. And yes, it came with extras of these. I'm going to put these in just like that, crimp it down, do the same exact thing, hit repeat. Okay, that's my Leatherman. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make this wire a little bit more exposed. Oops, let's see what happens. You're not careful. Right, cut the whole damn thing off. Good God. Let's see. There we go. That's better. I kind of messed up on this one, so we're gonna cut that off there. See if I can strip this too. There we go. Much better, guys. I just used my wannabe Leatherman tool to do that. Although it is nice if you've got some wire crimpers. Yeah, that would make your life a little bit easier, guys. So all I do is I take this, I'm sticking it in the red, and then I'm gonna crimp that down really tight. Okay, so you gotta use a pretty good amount of force for this to make it work. Okay, I think I got that. I think it's pretty good. Hey, I ain't no pro, so I'm not pretending to be, all right? Just so you guys know, I'm doing this to see if it'll be good enough and make it work. All right, so I'm gonna crimp that here too. Crimp that real good. Give it a little pull, make sure it's tight. You might wanna double crimp, make sure it's really good. Okay, all right, so these wires are gonna go into here. Again, make sure you get your shrink wrap if that's what you want to use. You got to buy these separately. I'll put these in the link description as well. And Amazon's here, so they're going to be delivering more stuff that I always buy. But I'm going to slide this one onto the black. And you know what? I mean, I did 2 of them. I don't know if 2 is necessary. I feel okay with just 1, to be honest. So black on black. Black on black. Okay. Make sure it's on tight, guys. Make sure it's on real tight. And I gotta fidget with the inside. Sometimes you gotta move the plug. This is called the male plug. Okay, it's gotta bend the male plug so it's a little more centered. Make it a little easier for me to just slide these on so it's not so much of a pain. Okay, there. So give it a tug, make sure it's tight, and then you're gonna heat shrink this wire. Yep, everything takes time, guys. I'm gonna estimate several hours to do this. I'm on my second day here, so here we go. Here's the flame, here's the shrink wrap. Okay. It's kind of windy. Let's see, I might need to block the wind a little bit. See if I can shrink wrap this a little bit better. It's working. It's working. Just kind of move the flame, okay? You don't want to burn this. You don't want to burn this bad boy. Don't want to burn the bad boy. Just want to shrink it. Probably better if I had a heat gun. I might invest in one of those, actually. I feel like it would be not a bad idea to have one, you know? Well, it just feels like it's shrink wrapping okay over there on that side. Just kind of need to rotate it around, make sure you keep moving that flame. It's not a perfect shrink wrap, that's for sure. But I'll tape that up some more there too. I could try to shrink that some more. Just gotta try to get a better light angle on it, fire angle. Let's see. Okay. That was close, man. I don't know. I feel like I kind of burned something there. Anyways, you get the drift, right? Okay, let's do this again. So this is gonna go on the red. When you guys do this, you get to enjoy the painting with me. You're gonna know what it's like and all this freaking work to put in some fog lights, man. Anything for fog lights, right? That's what we do, guys. Or actually these are floodlights. So make these floodlights great. Make them nice and bright. Okay, come on, go in there, a little punk. Sometimes you gotta go on the inside and kind of bend it back and center it. It's so annoying. All right, there we go. Red on red, red on red, black on black. Let's heat shrink that as well, so it doesn't come out, and then we will tape it some more. Okay, so let's do that. Actually, if you look close, I want to make sure that this rubber thing goes in there. If you look really close, you see how that rubber slides in there on the inside? This is the outer, that's the inner. Make sure that's in there as well. And then shrink wrap it. Shrink wrap it good, you know? Because why not? Someone's got to do it. Might as well be you. Okay, here we go. Shrink wrap that bad boy. Get close. You gotta make sure to move that flame. You don't want it to catch fire too much. How's it look? Okay? Not too bad. Let's try to do the other side. Alright, shrink wrap that. Shrink wrap this. Looks pretty good. Looks good enough for now. I mean, it's not gonna come out, so at least I hope it doesn't come out. Good God. But if it does come out, well, you know, I'll do it again. All right, guys, so that's in. So now all we gotta do is make it look pretty, okay? Make this thing look pretty, make it look clean, so it doesn't look all messy with wires. This is where you're gonna need zip ties, guys. And I need to go find my zip ties. I have a bunch of them. A bunch of zip ties. Okay, so here we are. Black on black, red on red. The right one's done, the left one's done as well, okay? And guys, this is a huge accomplishment. Okay, now I'm gonna pull this wire up to clean it up because I don't need all that wire down there. So I'm gonna pull and yank on this carefully, bring that up, zip tie that, make that look beautiful. And then the final step will be hooking these guys up. Okay, so it already came with a fuse. It came with extra fuses as well. I'm gonna go just close that up. And then I'm gonna have to secure this somewhere. I might, who knows, I might tap it into this screw right here, just so it's somewhere out of the way. So that's what I'm thinking about putting it. We'll see as I work on this some more. This thing pulls off really good. really easy. So I'm going to take this off. 2 screws right there. 1, 2. They come out. This thing pulls straight out. Okay, so that gives us access straight to the battery. That's what we're going to do next. So we're going to take off this air dam. Take these, pop these guys out. Okay, save them. Don't lose them. I have extras because I always lose these plastic screws and clips and things like that. So I have a box that has all an assortment of them. All right, so this just pulls straight up. You see that? Check this out. So this goes up, just twist it a little bit. Boom. Okay, that's out. Look at that. Gives us access to the black and to the red. Okay, and that's what these are for. All right, so at this point, let's see. Let me lift it up. What do you see? Well, let me show you. All right, so behind the red, that's what you got. I might hook it up to that right there. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm going to loosen this bolt and see if I can hook the red to the positive. And this is black, so that's negative. Make sure you put black on negative, red on positive. That's positive. Okay, so I think it's a size 10mm socket, and I'm gonna do that. See me do this. You know, I can't remember if it's red first, black first. Just be careful, whatever you do. Okay. Again, I'm not a pro. Oh crap! I just dropped the nut. Oh man, I think I have an extra one. Don't do what I did, guys. That was a bad thing. Let me go find my extra nut. All right, guys. So I found another nut. Yeah, it's important if you got extras, man. Gotta be careful not to lose it. Okay. Don't do what I did. And then I'm gonna throw the wire in the back here, and then I'm gonna throw the nut on top. And let's see, size 10mm socket. Put that in. See if I can start it up by hand. All right, it's working. Okay, so I've got that on. Now I need to connect this black one to black or ground. Okay, and I'm just gonna put it over here, and it should be fine, just like that. Okay, and all I need is a washer. So I'm gonna loosen that up. Good washer. Make sure you have some extra washers on hand. You're gonna need it. Okay, so I'm gonna tighten the red one on good, and then I'm gonna close her up. So, okay, so that's good. That's closed. Time for the black. All right, be careful. Try not to drop the nut. Also, good idea not to touch anything, especially when you've got the positive over there. Okay, let's try to get that off. Okay, I'm gonna ground it. There's a ground right here. I mean, I probably could connect it to that, to be honest. All right, there's that. You're gonna take the black wire, which is this. You're gonna stick it on top of that. Put another washer on top to hold it down. Then take the 10 volt. Thread that in by hand. And I'll show you what it looks like here. So, I'll show you. Okay, today's a cold day. All right, so there's the black. Okay, so this is the washer I'm talking about right there. It's the washer because this thing's such a big hole. You need a washer there to. You'll see it when you do it. You'll need a washer to hold that wire down. Okay. So for the red side, this is what it looks like. Okay. So it's all on the red. I used a washer to hold it down. That's a new size 10 nut. Okay. So that's what it looks like. We're almost done. I'm gonna tighten it up, and then it's good to. Okay. Take your time. Do it slow. Do it right. First time, as much as you can. Yes, nothing's wrong with making mistakes as long as it's not going to cost you a fortune. Okay, like that's part of life, man. Okay, I'm good at many things, but I'm an expert at nothing. Okay. All right, let's tighten this bad boy down, and we're going to clean the wires. And guess what? We're going to test it out, and I guarantee, fellas, I guarantee this is going to work. Okay, so this is going to work. I just got to clean up all the wires and stuff, kind of shove them up around. This is going to work. Your money back. Although you guys didn't pay me anything, so there you go. Although I would love a super thanks. Give me one of those, guys. Buy me a cup of coffee. All right, let's go try all the lights out. Okay, so everything's wired. It's kind of messy, but it's wired. Okay, so I'm gonna go inside the vehicle right now. Turn on the light, and I just turned on the red light, guys. Check that out. Wow, what do you think? Huh? Is that pretty cool or what? So it works. Okay. And it's working good. So it's got the manual switch on it. I wired it from here. Essentially, what I did was mounted these up first. I took the next step was the wire from here, and this pops out, pull this out straight to the left, this pops out, pull straight back to the car, and that comes off really easy. And I wired it through the back right in here, because the firewall, no, okay? Like, if you can do the firewall, that's better, honestly, but goodness gracious, I just could not get my fingers down there into the firewall to loosen up the gray box that's underneath the brake where all the main wires are coming from. I just couldn't get myself to go through the firewall, which is like right under that black box down there. So that's why I did it the way I did it, okay? So it's working. Give it a thumbs up and watch the entire video. I hope this gives you guys some inspiration and confidence to try it out on yourself. Just be careful, go slow with what you're doing. I'm gonna clean that up, get some duct tape, make it look good, zip tie it everywhere, and we are good to go. Everything else is gonna go in. I'm gonna put the air dam back in. That's the air dam. That's the front plastic piece. That's the engine cover. The engine cover really didn't have to go off, but hey, just wanted more room to work with, okay? Give it one of those guys. This is where I try to clean the wires up. Okay, so I'm gonna pull these up all the way, but I gotta tape these up. Some bunch of zip ties. You're gonna need a lot of zip ties, guys. I'm probably gonna use the more durable ones. I'm gonna start zip tying things, make sure this wire looks clean, clean her up, let you guys know what it looks like after I'm done. But essentially I'm gonna probably zip tie it to this underneath here so you can't see it, and then wire it straight back here. It should stay pretty hidden for the most part. Should look decent. Here's a recap. Okay, I've got the switch inside. I wired it through here, as you can see through here, and I fished it through the back, so you kind of want to go this direction with a wire, okay? And then, if you come over here and take a look, check that out. The fog lights are on, man. That thing's bright, okay? Super bright. So I like it, I love it, it's working good. In terms of the wires, so what I did for the wiring was, so I installed these first, and then there's holes underneath this. There's a hole underneath there and a hole underneath there where I was able to bolt this on. All I did was shove the wires down below, okay? It's kind of hard to see, but I just kind of shoved them in there. And then just kind of added some extra rubber pieces to kind of keep it from coming out. I'll probably do a better job of securing that a little bit later. So you've got one wire here that runs underneath this engine, okay? So I zip tied it to those here. It's kind of hard to see unless you're way down there, and it goes up, okay? So it comes up to here. This is the wire right there, okay? And then this wire has a connection to the positive up there with a red wire, and a connection with the negative with a black wire, okay? Make sure, I'm gonna double check, make sure these are tight. And then the wires here, I just kind of zip tied them throughout the way during the path, and they go all the way back here. This is the relay. I just kind of zip tied the relay to there for now. I'll probably figure out a better way of doing that, but for now, this is gonna work, okay? And so the wire is ran this way, okay? Not through the main wire area, okay? Not through the firewall. And the reason why I didn't do the firewall was because it was just a pain to get through. And if you can figure out how to do that, man, show us, guys. Make a video on how to fish a wire through the firewall. I saw some guy do it on YouTube. He told me the steps, but man, it was like damn near impossible to do that through the firewall. Anyways, there it is. What do you think? How does it look? It's super bright, guys. It's super bright. They give off a lot of heat. I'm gonna do a nighttime video here and I'll show you what they look like. But that's all of it. I'm gonna set everything else up, and that's a wrap, okay? So that's a wrap. Okay, so the first thing you gotta do, I am done for now. Let's put this back on, so that's gonna slide straight in there. These are super easy to get off. It gives you access straight to the battery. Good God, guys. What am I doing? I've got 2 screws here I'm gonna use. And where's my other screw? I'm gonna have to get some new ones, because I'm missing them. Dang nabbit. So that's gonna go on. I'm gonna put screws in there. Let me go get some. Alright guys, so I just got done here. I have extras of these because I always tend to keep losing them. You're gonna need these. Put the air dam back. So put that in nice and tight. That's solid. And then the other piece is this. Okay, so this pops straight out, and those are the things that you need to do to get access to do all of this. Okay, so I'm just gonna push it down. Like that. Snaps down. Lift it up. All you do is pull it straight up, just like that. Just pops straight up, and it gives you access to where you need to be. Okay, so you just gotta lift it carefully in every single place possible until it all comes out just like that. Okay, so that's how you do it, guys. That's how you get access to the front, and you'll be able to do your wiring for the awesome LEDs. Okay, so make sure you watch the whole video because it's very expensive. If you go to Car Toys, they quoted me $450. I think they were just trying to rip me off, but I do know that it is at least a 1 to 3 hour job, especially if you don't have a lot of experience. These guys, they can probably do it a lot quicker than me. But anyways, this is what it looks like. And they make us more. There we go. Done. Once it's aligned, it goes in pretty easy. Honda cover. Make sure it's tight. We could give it a good tap. And don't forget one of these. I just got done installing these fog lights, or spotlights, I guess, or whatever you want to call them. They're on the Bullbar. What do you think? Honestly, I really like it. I think it looks pretty cool. It's going to light up my night even better. I'm only going to use these in the back roads and not blind incoming drivers. Okay, so these are kind of off-road lights. I do like them. They look really nice and sweet. They're very low, and you can adjust them, so I do need to make adjustments to it. But it was kind of a pain. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it was a pain to put them on. But now that it's done, I think it was worth it. I saved myself probably about $350 to $400 doing it myself. Okay, and I'll tell you more about it. It's like from the front. Just installed. There they are on the garage. I'll need to make adjustments to them, make sure that they're level. But so far, I like them. These are looking good. The link is going to be in the description, guys. Okay, super bright, super bright. And I've got these hooked up to a switch. There they are. That's it right there. Okay, so on, off, on, off. Super hard to get with this, but I'm doing the best I can to show you how bright it gets. It is super bright, guys, and it's aimed low, real low. So that's what it's at night. This is what it looks like. That's it. That's not even the headlights. That's not even the fog lights. That's just the flood spotlight. I aimed it pretty low too, really low actually, and it shines up that road really good. So check out my video for more. I'm gonna go inside, turn on the headlights. All right, here's the headlights. Oh, let's do before and after. Okay, so this is the headlights. I'm gonna turn off the headlights. So the headlights are off, the headlights are on, and you see how the headlights are still a little bit higher than the other lights, the spotlights. So I kind of glad it's that way. It works out pretty good. But yeah, it's still super bright, guys. Let me show you. Fog lights are not even on, and my brights aren't even on yet. Oh, let's turn on the brights. All right, so that's my brights. That's my brights, and that's with the floodlight spotlight. This is with my fog lights. You see that? That's fog lights, headlights. Now, there you go.